This is WEBN News, Frostproof Florida with a special report.
I own a company that works with a lot of contractors. A buddy of mine that was a contractor up in New Jersey called me up one day and said, "Hey man, I got this opportunity to do this business with Trump. And it's huge, and I think I'm going to do it." And I said, "Well, I get that you're going to do it, but it might be in your best interest to think that through because, you know, the honest truth is that dog bites." And he said, "Yeah, I understand, but I mean, I'm going to write a tight contract and blah, 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 you know." So he takes the gig, and he tells me later he's having a little bit of problems getting paid.
It's a story that's been told over and over by countless people, businesses, and city governments about Donald Trump's openly shady policy of stiffing anyone he receives goods or services from. So much so, this man warned his buddy about it beforehand, but his story didn't end like most others.
Fast forward 3.5 years. He still hasn't been paid his $3.5 million. He's been worn down pretty awfully. And Trump's attorneys said that they would pay him $1.2 million. And that was it. The day that showed up as certified funds, he took the title to every truck he owned. He owned a pretty decent sized company. He took a bill of sale for a bunch of other equipment, generators, arc welders, all kinds of stuff. He went to another place and he sold all of that. He went to the bank. He deposited those funds into the bank. Then he gave a list of amounts and people and companies that he needed to cut checks to. And they cut certified funds to all those individuals. And then he went home and he blew his brains out.
Whether you believe that devastating story or not, it does fit with what so many other people that tried to work with Donald Trump have said about a standard practice of simply not paying. Contractors, police departments, even public safety costs, when he visited small towns to host his rallies, have stories of unpaid bills in their wake. And that includes his very loyal and downtrodden attorneys.
Some exclusive new reporting on the hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees that Rudy Giuliani is now staring down and the desperate attempts that he has made to get former President Donald Trump to cover them. With his attorney in tow, I am told that Rudy Giuliani traveled to Mar-a-Lago in late April on a mission to make a personal appeal to Trump to pay his legal bills. But apparently it fell on deaf ears. Trump is notoriously strict about digging into his own coffers. He did not seem very interested, I'm told, in covering everything that Giuliani and Costello wanted. One source says that he verbally agreed to help, but he didn't commit to any specific amount or timeline. Another source tells me that Trump really only agreed to pay a small fee from a data vendor that was hosting Giuliani's records. I'm told that was about $340,000, while in total, Giuliani's legal fees are in the 7-figure range.
Trump's fraudulent business practices span further than simply not paying his bills, but they also give more weight to the fraud trial that he already lost in New York. They just have to decide how badly to punish him.
To your knowledge, did the president ever provide inflated assets to an insurance company?
Yes.
Who else knows that the president did this?
Alan Weisselberg, Ron Lieberman, and Matthew Calamari.
And where would the committee find more information on this? Do you think we need to review his financial statements and his tax returns in order to compare them?
Yes, and you'd find it at the Trump org.
So while the former president stages angry press conferences after losing in court and complaining about a two-tiered justice system that's unfairly targeting him, he's not talking about how much that same system let him off the hook nearly every time a regular person wants him to honor their agreements. When the legal system has always worked in your favor, you might think it's unfair the 1 or 2 times that it threatens to actually punish you. And those threats make a privileged con man react to legal proceedings regarding those inflated assets with unfounded righteousness that he carries to his political shortcomings as well. He does it anywhere that he goes. Watch how he reacts in this deposition.
And now the brand is worth much more. If you look, I mean, I became president because of the brand. Okay? I became president. I think it's the hottest brand in the world. I believe the brand is worth more than all of the properties put together. If I wanted to show you a good statement, I would have added maybe $10 billion or something for the brand. I didn't put the brand in there. I actually had an appraisal of $2.9 billion. That was a long time ago.
I know you feel the need to explain this, but
I don't want to explain it to you because you don't have a case, and you should drop this case. And it's a shame that somebody that's done such a good job, the convention center in New York, so many things I did for this city, the job on the west side of Manhattan, thousands of people employed, and now I have to come and justify myself to you? I have to come after doing all of that and paid massive taxes, state taxes and city taxes, and now I have to come in here and justify myself and have crowds of people waiting on the street? It's a disgrace.